We all have a few secrets, don't we? We all have things we can't tell anyone, even those closest to us. Things we prefer to keep to ourselves. But why do INFJs seem to have more secrets than others? Of course, this doesn't imply that people are not their actual selves in society. It simply means that there are some things we prefer to keep to ourselves. When it comes to personality types, INFJ always seem to be the most secretive. And there are certainly important aspects of their personality that they work hard to conceal. Today I'm talking about 7 things that INFJs keep secret about their personality. Be sure to watch until the end of this video and make sure to leave a comment. I really want to know your experiences with why you personally hide these things from others as an INFJ. Let's get into it. Welcome to Success for Breakfast, where I'm serving up brain food made simple. Hit that subscribe button to get the latest videos created to give you the tools to level up your life. Starting things off for me today is that INFJs keep their anger a secret. Each of us has a dark side. Even the delightful INFJ who everyone adores, they too can have an intense dark side. But how come so few people are aware of it? If you're an INFJ, you'll understand what I mean. They have a strong desire and they like to be liked by others as much as possible. They're not desperate to be liked by everyone, so don't get me wrong, and they're used to being somewhat of the outcast. They just like to be liked. As a result, they are always eager to show off the best aspects of their personality to everyone around them. So they will often showcase the parts of themselves that others will enjoy. That is why, more often than not, INFJs keep their dark side hidden from the rest of the world. But in addition to being liked, INFJs are aware that their dark sides can become a bit too dark, even for themselves. That's why they make every effort to keep it hidden. Of course, you must be at ease with all aspects of yourself, and INFJs are aware of this, but they don't want others to have to deal with or lose patience with their dark sides. Next up, in number 6 today, is that INFJs keep their intuition a secret. Introverted intuition is the most dominant cognitive function for INFJs. As a result, their entire personality is founded on and depends on their intuition, which is almost always correct, by the way. You know how they say, trust your instincts? This is absolutely true for all INFJs because their intuition always gives them the truth. Even though their intuition is typically correct, INFJs prefer to keep it hidden from everyone else. And no, it's not because they believe their intuition is inaccurate, but because it is the reason why most others don't really understand them. People can't grasp the complexities of an INFJ mind. In reality, INFJs frequently make life decisions based on their intuition. That's how much they believe in their instincts. When they are around people though, when their intuition suddenly rises, they prefer not to share it with those around them. It's not because they don't want to spoil the mood, it's just because they don't want others to see their vulnerable side. INFJs are emotional people, emotions that they prefer not to display in public. That's why they want to keep what's going on in their heads private. But despite their need to keep it hidden, they always trust their intuition and base their decisions on it. Starting my top 5 on my list today is INFJs keep their personal information a secret. INFJs enjoy lengthy conversations. They enjoy discussing deep meanings, ambitions, and the world. They enjoy talking about current events and engaging in detailed conversations with others. However, they prefer to keep their personal information and feelings as private as possible. They're actually quite private, and they dislike discussing personal information with those around them. Again, this goes back to them being quite guarded about themselves because a lifetime of being misunderstood has made them quite reluctant to open up to just anyone. You have to be really close to an INFJ before they will disclose their personal details to you. You might even notice this if you look at an INFJ's social media accounts. It may appear that they reveal a lot about their lives on social media, yet INFJs rarely disclose any personal information. So even if you follow them on all of their profiles or watch their close friends' Instagram stories, you may not actually know anything personal about them. If you've gotten some value from this video so far, please show your appreciation by hitting that like button. That signals to YouTube that you think other people could benefit from this video too. Next up, in number 4, is that INFJs keep their strengths a secret. It's perfectly normal to conceal your imperfections. Let's be honest here. Nobody wants to appear weak in front of other people. Nobody wants the rest of the world to see them as weak or fragile. People desire to appear strong and in control. Most of us are used to hiding our weaknesses. That's very typical. But you know what's out of the ordinary? Keeping your strengths and talents hidden. Except for the INFJ personality type, no one else does that. And no, it's not because they want to avoid responsibility. In fact, INFJs enjoy having more work and responsibility. It's their way of contributing to and helping others. INFJs hide their strengths for the same reason I discussed earlier. They simply don't want the entire world to know everything about them. They prefer to remain elusive, at least in some aspects of their lives. That's why, like their vulnerabilities, they prefer to keep their strengths hidden. It's as if INFJs are in a war and don't want the invading force to know their strengths or their weaknesses. It's an INFJ's way of maintaining control, and especially their inner peace, which is the most important thing for an INFJ. Kicking off my top 3 today is INFJs keep their feelings of loneliness a secret. It's not like INFJs are never around other people. Yes, they are introverted, yet they have many acquaintances. They simply don't get close to many people. Because of this, INFJs experience feelings of loneliness at times, but they would never acknowledge it or say it out loud to anyone. This is primarily due to their desire to appear strong and independent. As a result, INFJs tend to keep their feelings of loneliness to themselves, and they always try to appear strong and independent to the rest of the world. However, this doesn't necessarily imply that they are sad. In truth, an INFJ values their alone time, and they may be exceptionally happy and satisfied with their lives. And no, they aren't lying to anyone or themselves about their happiness. Most INFJs are truly happy with their lives. So I'm sure you're curious, how come they are lonely? It's just because they yearn for intimacy and true love. They want a love that's so intense that the rest of the world just falls short. So even if they'll never confess it to themselves or others, an INFJ has a tremendous desire to find true love and someone who actually cares about, but more importantly, understands them. In the runner-up spot is that INFJs keep their true opinions a secret. INFJs, as I mentioned earlier, have a tremendous urge to be liked by those around them. It does sort of bother them when people dislike them. In fact, INFJs are well known for being people pleasers. As a result, they rarely express their opinions. INFJs generally agree with others because they want everyone around them to like them. They would prefer to give a safe answer as opposed to ruffling the feathers of someone else. An answer that would please the person with whom they are interacting. They are rarely direct with someone or tell them that they disagree with them. As a result, an INFJ's genuine opinion is frequently hidden. Of course, this attitude is fantastic for reducing conflict, but it might leave INFJs feeling that they're always compromising for those around them when no one else would do the same. What do you keep secret from others as an INFJ? What on my list today do you relate to the most? Leave a comment and tell me your thoughts and experiences. Topping my list, and the number one thing an INFJ keeps secret from others is their feelings and emotions. As I pointed out previously, if there is one thing that INFJs dread is having too many feelings or making others think they are weak or soft. That's why they prefer to keep their feelings and emotions bottled up inside them. And they don't just keep things hidden from others, they even like to keep their emotions hidden from themselves. It's not a matter of pride, it's not because they strive to appear bigger or stronger than everyone else. It's due to their inability to process their own feelings effectively most of the time. They don't want others to go through the trouble of trying since they can't even grasp their own emotions themselves. As a result, INFJs tend to keep their genuine feelings secret from everyone else. They may even repress or block out their feelings altogether, which just makes matters worse. So if you're one of the people with whom an INFJ can feel safe and truly communicate about their feelings, consider yourself quite fortunate. Most people will never know what's going on in an INFJ's heart or mind. Because an INFJ is so secretive about so much of their lives, it often leads to a lot of misconceptions and a whole truckload of misunderstandings about them. In all honesty, the INFJ is the most misunderstood personality type compared to everyone else. This video is going to show you some surprising reasons why an INFJ is so misunderstood and what everyone else gets so wrong about your personality.